Mr. Artemi Panarin as of tonight's game for precautionary reasons and potentially for a potential move. Now, we know that there's a lot of teams interested. Minnesota is one of them. Dallas is one of them, and including Dallas, who is interested in him as a rental, not potentially with an extension. But Panarin himself is interested in potentially signing an extra 4 to 5 year deal, maybe 6 years. Now, he'd like to go to Florida. I know that's one team that he'd be interested in. However, they'd have to make the cap work. I'm not saying it's not possible. One phone call can change all things, especially if 3 teams are involved. But that would be a little bit of a long shot. But I am hearing rumblings of Dallas and Minnesota. How they make it work, I don't know. And it's interesting for Minnesota because I know they want to make a big splash with Bill Guerin and recently announced that they would dangle Wallstead, which is surprising that they would do that. But at the same time, they also need help, Evan, down the middle, right? Joel Eriksson Ek is out for a little bit if he's not back already, and he's technically your first-line center. He should be a 2C. But your thoughts on Panarin potentially moving from the Rangers, and the Rangers now potentially going into another retool / soft rebuild, as one would say.
Yeah. I feel like this is like we're ahead of the curve every week. So this has been talked about, and earlier on we were talking about, hey, Panarin's. I at the beginning of the year I had this discussion with people, and they're like, no, Panarin, he's a Ranger, true and blue. He holds all the cards, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And we've seen the changes happening. Panarin, we knew was going to move at some point in time in the last couple of weeks. Before that, at the very beginning, if you go back, I was talking about this already. There will be that movement happening. The question is where. And right now, I don't know where. You can do your own analysis of where that might even end up being.